There is an object in our solar system that should not be there. Not because it is fictional, not because it is theoretical, but because everything we know says it should not exist in the place where we found it. For centuries, humans believed the solar system was simple, the sun at the center, a small family of planets moving in predictable paths, a clear edge where everything ends. That belief was comforting. It made the universe feel understandable, finite, controlled. But beyond the last planet we memorized, beyond Neptune, there is a region so dark, so distant, and so poorly understood that even modern science struggles to describe it. And in that darkness, something is moving. It does not behave like a comet. It does not behave like a planet. It does not follow the rules that shaped the rest of the solar system. Yet it is officially part of it. Its name is Sedna. And Sedna is the reason scientists quietly admit that our map of the solar system is incomplete. To understand why Sedna matters, we first need to understand what we were taught. From school books to documentaries, the solar system is presented as a neat structure. 8 planets, circular orbits, everything moving in calm, predictable harmony. Pluto was once the final outpost, the lonely 9th planet at the edge. And when Pluto was reclassified, many assumed the story ended there. But that version of the solar system is a simplification, not because it is wrong, but because it is incomplete. In reality, the region beyond Neptune is vast. It is filled with frozen worlds, debris, and objects that move so slowly that a human lifetime is barely a blink in their existence. This outer territory is not empty space. It is a graveyard of formation, leftover material from when the sun and planets were still being born. And for decades, scientists believed they understood its structure. They believed objects out there should behave in certain ways. Their orbits should be shaped by Neptune. Their paths should follow known gravitational patterns. Sedna does not. Sedna was discovered in 2003, not during a mission designed to find it, not as part of a bold search for a new world. It was found almost by accident. Astronomers scanning the outer solar system noticed something moving very slowly against the background of stars. At first, it looked ordinary, another distant icy object. But as they tracked it, confusion began to grow. This object was far too distant, far larger than expected, and moving in a way that made no sense. When scientists calculated its orbit, the room went quiet, because Sedna wasn't just distant, it was extreme. At its closest approach, Sedna is still far beyond Pluto. At its farthest point, it drifts so far away that sunlight there is little more than a whisper. It takes over 11,000 years for Sedna to complete a single orbit around the sun. To put that into perspective, human civilization itself is younger than one Sedna year. And that was only the beginning of the problem. Sedna does not live where it should. Most icy objects beyond Neptune belong to a region called the Kuiper Belt. Pluto lives there, so do thousands of smaller worlds. Far beyond that lies the theorized Oort cloud, a vast spherical shell of debris believed to surround the solar system. Sedna belongs to neither. It exists in a strange middle region that scientists did not expect to be stable. Imagine finding a house built between 2 cities, connected to neither, supplied by no roads, following no zoning laws, yet standing perfectly intact. That is Sedna. Its orbit never comes close enough to Neptune to be shaped by it. Yet it also does not extend far enough to be part of the Oort cloud. There is no known mechanism in standard solar system models that explains how Sedna ended up there, which leads to a disturbing realization. Something powerful must have placed it there. In space, gravity leaves fingerprints. Every planet, Every star, every massive object shapes the paths of things around it. Orbits are not random. They are records of past interactions. Sedna's orbit is stretched, tilted, and elongated far beyond what Neptune could create. That means one of three things must be true. Either a massive, unseen object influenced it. A star passed dangerously close to our solar system long ago. Or Sedna was never originally part of the Sun's family at all. Each possibility is unsettling. If an unseen object shaped Sedna's orbit, then something large may still be out there, quietly influencing the outer solar system. If a star passed close billions of years ago, then our solar system's early history was far more violent than we imagined. And if Sedna was captured from another star system, then part of our solar system is not native. Sedna does not just orbit the sun, it carries memory. A memory of forces we no longer see, a memory of events we did not witness. A memory that suggests our solar system story is missing entire chapters. And Sedna is not finished telling it. There is one possibility so strange, so hard to accept, that even some scientists hesitate to say it out loud. What if Sedna didn't begin here? What if it was captured? To understand this, we must go back in time, not thousands of years, billions. The sun, like all stars, was born in a crowded stellar nursery, a chaotic cloud of gas and dust where dozens, perhaps hundreds of sibling stars formed side by side. During those early years, the gravitational pull between these young stars could have been enough to steal material from each other. It's possible, even likely, that the sun captured objects that were born orbiting another star. Sedna might be one of them. That would make Sedna the first interstellar object bound to our solar system, not just passing through like Oumuamua or Comet Borisov, but staying, orbiting, quietly observing. And if that's true, Sedna is not just another icy world. It is an adopted planet, a refugee from a solar system that no longer exists. Imagine it, a frozen traveler from a different star, trapped in our sun's gravity, circling silently for 11,000 years. And we only just noticed. This theory, as wild as it sounds, explains many of Sedna's strange features. Its distant, detached orbit, its isolation, its resistance to explanation. It also means that our solar system may be more of a blended family than we thought. But Sedna may not be alone. After its discovery, other distant objects were found with eerily similar orbital patterns. Each one had a stretched, highly elliptical orbit. Each one moved slowly. Each one appeared to be pulled in the same direction. That's not random. When astronomers plotted these orbits, a pattern began to emerge. 6 distant worlds, Sedna included, were all pointing toward the same region of space. This can only happen if something massive is hurting them. Something unseen, something hiding in the dark, something large enough to bend their orbits over millions of years. This led to one of the most controversial ideas in modern astronomy, Planet 9. A giant planet, 5 to 10 times the mass of Earth, orbiting hundreds of times farther than Neptune. A planet so distant it takes 20,000 years to complete a single orbit. No telescope has seen it, no spacecraft has visited it, but its gravitational fingerprints are all over Sedna. If Planet 9 exists, Sedna is one of its most important witnesses. But here's the unsettling truth. Even if Planet 9 doesn't exist, Sedna still does, and it still doesn't make sense. For something so strange, so important, and so beautiful, Sedna has been largely forgotten. Why? Because it's inconvenient. Sedna doesn't fit our current models, it doesn't fit our expectations, and it certainly doesn't make headlines like Mars missions or asteroid impacts. It's small, it's quiet, and it moves too slowly to keep public attention. But here's the problem. Science is not just about what's popular. It's about what's true. And Sedna reveals a deep, humbling truth. Our understanding of the solar system is still in its early stages. We mapped the planets. We walked on the moon. We sent probes to the edge of interstellar space. But we have no idea what's lurking in our own cosmic backyard. Sedna was forgotten not because it was unimportant, but because it dared to show us how much we still don't know. And admitting that is uncomfortable. Sedna changes everything. It forces us to question how solar systems form. It challenges our assumptions about planetary migration. And it redefines where the solar system truly ends. But more than that, Sedna changes something philosophical. We are a species that wants answers, neat ones, final ones. We like to believe we've solved the puzzle. Sedna is a reminder that the puzzle is bigger than the table it sits on. It whispers that there may be hundreds of other Sednas, lurking, orbiting, watching, waiting, and that our solar system is not a closed story, but an ongoing mystery. A mystery that includes rogue worlds, borrowed planets, and gravitational ghosts. A mystery that tells us we are still in the prologue. Sedna is still out there. Right now, as you watch this, it is drifting through the darkness billions of miles away, colder than ice, older than civilization, and moving so slowly that it will take thousands of years to return to the place we first saw it. We don't know what else is out there with it. We don't know what it's seen. We don't know if it was shaped by a missing planet, a passing star, or a collision we'll never witness. But we do know one thing. It exists. And that means everything we thought we knew has to be re-examined. Sedna is not a myth. It's not a theory. It's not a rumor. It is part of our solar system. It is part of our story. And it is a reminder that the edge of the map is not the end, just the beginning of the dark. Sedna didn't break the rules. It showed us that we never understood them.